You are locked into the Elliot Show. Thank you so much for doing that. How is everybody doing today? That's good to hear, good to hear. Sunny skies outside our bedroom podcast studios. Coming up on the podcast, I will tell you about this movie I watched this last week. We'll tell you about that. It was very interesting and very moving. We'll tell you about that as well. Also, I've got this book that I thought was really good that any Tim Green fan or any young sports novel reading fan will like. I'll tell you about that coming up in just a few minutes as well. Also, there's a show that I like that is done on Netflix, but not just quite yet. We'll tell you how soon you can expect it to be done and how many more seasons are coming out of it. We'll tell you what show that is coming up in just a few minutes as well. My first topic today, the Elizabeth Smart movie about her life. It's called I Am Elizabeth Smart. It tells the story of Elizabeth Smart when she was 14 years old. She was kidnapped by Brian David Mitchell and Wanda Barzee. And this tells the story. She narrates it, along with actors and actresses from Lifetime. I think Lifetime did a wonderful job on this movie. It's a very good movie. There's a book about it. It's called My Story. I've read that too. That's why I watched the movie, because I wanted to watch the movie about the book. And I'll tell you, it, next to the Amber Lee Snyder movie, was one of the most interesting / heartwarming stories. Just the way she overcame her captors and is now living a full life. And let me tell you, some of the stuff Brian David Mitchell did to her is sick, and if you ask me, it just is unbelievable. But the movie is heartwarming and very well done by Lifetime. It tells, like I said, she narrates part of the story, and a question you're probably asking yourself is, do you have to see the movie? Do you have to read the book to see the movie? No, you do not. Because she narrates it, and I'll tell you, it is very well done. The story's sad, but like I said, heartwarming at the same time, the way she overcame it. I would give it a 10 out of 10 star rating, because it's just, the way it's done, the way Lifetime does it, you can't do it, but you can't do this story any more justice than what Lifetime did. And I have read the book, and I'll tell you, most of the time people say the books are better than movies. To me, this movie is just as good as the book. It is really just as good as the book. And I don't say that a lot about books that have been turned into movies. But the book and the movie, for me, I would have to say are tied for goodness. So check it out. It's I Am Elizabeth Smart. It tells the story of how she was captured by Wanda Barzee and Brian David Mitchell. You can buy it on Amazon Prime Video for $4. Or you can do what I did, because my internet is sucky and I can't watch Amazon Prime Video. You can buy the movie for $7 and some odd cents from Amazon. and have it forever. And I guarantee I'll watch it again. Seriously, it's a good movie. Check it out. It's, like I said, it's a good movie, but it's sad what happened to her. Check it out. It's I Am Elizabeth Smart, the movie. Check it out. It's a good movie. 10 out of 10 stars on the Elliot movie review scale. Our next topic here is a book called Touchdown Kid. It's by Tim Green. You've heard me talk about his books before. He's an author that writes young sports novels for kids. He was a football player at one time. He played for the Atlanta Falcons. He also was an NFL commentator for, I believe, National Public Radio, NPR. So he knows his way around the NFL. Anyway, this book, Touchdown Kid, is about this kid named Corey who lives with his mom in a rundown house in a kind of a bad neighborhood. And his friend Liam is going to get a scholarship to go to this private school where all the rich kids go until Liam gets hurt on the football field playing with his not private school team. And Corey, the coach of the private school, goes to see this kid play, and Corey says, well, maybe if I play good, I'll get to go to the private school too. And Corey ends up taking Liam's spot because he is hurt. And Liam gets hurt and ends up in the hospital. So Corey ends up taking Liam's spot with this rich family, because when you go to this private school, you don't live with your private family. You get a host family, it's called, that hosts you for the school year and maybe the summer if you're from a different country. Yes, kids all over from different countries get recruited to go to this private school, this private high school. And Corey, his life is going great when all of a sudden something bad happens to him and he's accused of something really bad. I'm not going to tell you what that is. That's where I'm going to leave you. You have to read the book to find out what it is. But it is another very gripping Tim Green novel. 10 out of 10 stars on the Elliot book review scale. It is very, very good. If you're a Tim Green sports novel fan or if you're a Matt Christopher fan, I would recommend checking out Touchdown Kid by Tim Green. It is very, very good and very, very well done. Nice job on the book, Tim Green. Again, 10 out of 10 stars on the Elliot review scale. The book is called Touchdown Kid. Last and final topic here on the Elliot Ewer Show. I am very upset about Netflix, and I'll tell you why in just a second after I get a drink of water. Netflix is done with The Ranch, and what I mean by done is not quite yet. Ashton Kutcher confirmed that on Twitter. It's not done quite yet, with 10 episodes coming out later this year in 2019, another 10 coming out the summer of 2020. So they are going to wrap up with Part 7 and Part 8. But why is it? I got a question for you listeners. Maybe you know the answer to this. Why is Netflix canceling all their good shows? Why? Do they want people to drop Netflix subscriptions? Because not just, I think it was the week before when I did a podcast, they canceled Santa Clarita Diet. And I'll tell you, The Ranch to me is honestly one of the funniest shows on there. But at least they're going to give us a Part 7 and a Part 8. And they're not going to do like they did with Santa Clarita Diet and just cancel it all together. Because, in case you didn't catch my last podcast, Santa Clarita Diet isn't even coming back. And they ended with the husband of Sheila Hammond, who's played by Drew Barrymore, getting bit by her spider that came out of her body to make her undead. So we don't know if Joel, her husband, Timothy Olyphant, is another Mr. Balllegs. That's what they call the spider that came out of Sheila, Drew Barrymore. Or if he's an undead person like Drew Barrymore. We don't know that. And we're never going to find that out unless HBO or something picks it up, which I could see them doing. But Netflix canceled that show. So, we will never find out what happened to Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant. But at least we're going to find out what happens to Cole and Abby because, spoiler alert, I'll give you a minute to leave the room. Because if you remember how the ranch ended last season, Colt and Abby were about to split up because they were just about to split up, if you remember last season. So, if you ask me, I'm glad Netflix is at least coming out with a part 7 and a part 8 of The Ranch. But I will be sad when it ends because I am a huge, huge fan of The Ranch. And Ashton Kutcher, Sam Elliott, Deborah Winger, Elijah Cuffman, I think, plays Abby. And even Rooster, when he was on there. Debbie Masterson did a good job on The Ranch as well. So yes, The Ranch is ending. So if you haven't seen any of the seasons up to this point, I would recommend getting caught up before Part 7 is released later on this year. Again, Part 7's coming out this year. Part 8 is coming out in 2020. So you still have quite a bit of time with The Ranch left. But just wanted to give you a heads up that The Ranch is ending after those last 2 parts. So like I said, if you haven't checked it out, I would recommend doing so. It is definitely a binge-worthy series. Check it out. Like I said, it is called The Ranch. That's where I'm going to end things today, guys. Thanks for listening. And if you like this show, let me know what you like about the show and even what you don't like so I can improve. We'll talk to you guys coming up in the near future. I'll keep you updated on anything TV binge-worthy, anything book-worthy, anything. I'll keep you updated on it. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening to the show. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't keep doing this. I don't care if one person listens to it. If 100 people listen to it, keep on listening, guys. You rock as a listener base. Thanks for listening.